said, we're over here at the workbench,
At the
Jägermeister
Jägermeister
work. I
workbench.
saw you dipping in there during the commercial, but hey, let's talk about sharks and how we're going to catch them. Where?
Well, first off, sharks have an excellent sense of smell, and so we're going to try to use that to our advantage when we want to catch them. We want to bring the sharks to us, and that's always, comes down to chum. And, blood products, this is those new Bloodstream guys. They're making a bunch of different chums, but this is their shark chum. That's their top predator chum, and it's blood-based. I don't know if it's mammal blood or what, because you have to be careful about what kind of chum you use when it comes to IGFA rules. If you catch a great big shark and you had mammal chum out, you might not get your IGFA.
Why is that?
Well, they have different rules. Like you're not allowed to use mammal chum to chum up a shark for a record. No kidding. Anyway.
So.
Yeah, you shouldn't use a.
Well, we'll talk about the ex-wife thing and the man.
Yeah,
okay.
exactly.
Okay,
You
all
shouldn't
right,
be doing
got
any of
it.
that. But what you're gonna want to do is you're gonna want to use a wire for one thing. You're gonna have to use wire because they have sharp teeth. We all know they got big, sharp, nasty teeth. And usually you'll use a single strand wire like this, like a number 12. If you're targeting, sharks 200 pounds and under. If you're a bigger shark, you might want to go to a higher number. This is number 12, which breaks at like 108 pounds, which is plenty. It's going to be hard for a shark.
So let me ask you:
does
the color wire you think matter?
No, I don't think it makes any difference at all to a shark. Once you get them up chummed and and they're ready to eat your live bait or your dead bait or whatever you have out there, it doesn't matter. If you don't want to use the single strand wire, you can use braided wire, and you can go and buy little rigs full of it, with them already made. With braided wire rigs and swivels on them, or you can make them yourself.
Ready rigs.
Yeah, ready rigs. What most people don't know is that this black steel-on, actually you can build rigs real easy without crimps. If you just twist it and heat it with an open flame.
So
Here,
we're gonna
you
go
hold the
through.
hook.
I'm gonna hold the hook.
Yeah, he just went through there, went through the hook.
Right.
And then we're just gonna wrap it a few times around.
Yeah. Somewhat of a haywire.
Kind of a haywire.
Okay, now what?
But not so much, because it doesn't have to be, you don't really have to learn how to do it. Get it just so it's tight, and then take an open flame and hit that area and melt that plastic and rub it with your fingers like that and go down to the end so it won't get you.
Look pretty familiar with the lighter there. Dave, if I was doing this, I'd probably set the studio on fire.
No, there you go. And once that gets a little cooler, you can't break that and it won't come off.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
It is crazy. And this is like 30 pound. So, you can go to 60-pound wire, which is this wire here, which I just made one a few minutes ago. And you can build your whole rigs like this, like I've done this here.
Now I've had on braided wire the sharks that have jagged teeth, like a tiger shark and a hammerhead. I've had them actually chew through the braided wire versus the single shark.
Well, that's another good reason to use a big circle hook. Because if you're using a circle hook, the leader isn't even in their mouth. If this finds the corner of their mouth like it's supposed to, and it's stuck right here in their jaw, the leader is away from their teeth. And you put I built this leader in like 3 seconds with that twisty deal. I put a little, a swivel onto a braid, and then just I didn't make as long as I would want. You want to make your main leader kind of long, about as long as the shark you think you're going to catch.
Got it.
Because if you go shorter than that, a lot of sharks have a tendency to roll next to the boat. And if they roll up the leader and then get into your main line, he's going to break it and go.
Great point.
Look,
I can tell you, I've seen it. You got 30 seconds.
Well, there's 3 things that you don't want to do. You don't want to bring any shark in the boat for a picture.
Right.
I mean, there's guys who will do it, but that's where the problems start. That's where most accidents happen. You drop the fish, it bites you. You put your hand in the fish's mouth, it eats you. Don't try to get your hook back next to the boat.
Yeah.
Any hook is not worth your finger, your forearm, or anything that shark can bite. Go ahead and let the hook go away.
Third thing?
Always wear a pair of wiring gloves and have a cutting tool nearby when you have a shark next to the boat so that you can get away and get out, and the wire or the leader won't hurt you, because he gets his head and that thing starts slipping, you can cut your hands. Try to use a long release tool if you want to try to get the hook out.
Right.
This is one of the old kinds for the Accurate used to make, called Predator. It slips over the leader and goes down, and you can actually use it to jerk and jam and try to get the hook out of the corner of the mouth.
And the other thing you guys can get is the AFCO Tailor. That
Yep.
kind of helps subdue the fish, you know what I mean? And once you pull this propeller out of the water,
Yeah.
it gets pretty docile.
Yeah, yeah.